So we found not only did it seem to go down from the beginning, this was at 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6 was again minus 31.
Mm-hmm.
You checked that minus 10 was equal to minus 7.
And that minus 9 was there.
So not only was it going down, I'm going to erase, I'm going to draw sort of a little picture over here. It started at 0, and then it went down, and then it seemed to go back up again.
So it seems
and like
it's symmetrical.
Our axis was here, like 0 was minus 7.
Yeah.
And it seemed like right in the middle there was the minimum. And so what I assume this chapter is going to be about is how can we study expressions like this without plugging in a bunch of numbers. And so what we're going to do in this chapter, again, I presumably I haven't looked at the chapter, but given what this question is, my guess is this is what they're going to want to talk about, is how can we understand expressions like this without plugging in a lot of numbers. And so one thing we could notice is x plus 5 squared is what?
It's x squared minus, or plus 10x plus 25.
Okay.
So that sort of looks like this equation a little bit.
Yeah, in fact, this equation ends up being equal to what? Our equation ends up being equal to, can you see what it's equal to?
So it's x. You could say that it's x plus 5 squared minus 32. So we saw that 32 again.
You could say it's x plus 5 squared minus 32. Now, just writing those down on our whiteboard, it's not obvious why you might prefer this form of the equation over this form of the equation. They both are simple in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
But what's one nice thing about the quantity x plus 5 squared?
Well, that can give you solutions for x.
Well, remember the question's about finding the minimum value.
So we could figure out how to make this x plus 5 squared as small as it could be.
Okay, how do you do that?
That means we want it to be 0.
Why?
Because anything squared here is going to be positive. Because even the negative numbers squared are still positive.
Okay.
And we have a minus 32.
Alright, so the minimum value of something squared is what?
The minimum value of something squared is 0.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be positive.
It's positive or 0.
It might be 0. So this form is really easy to find what the minimum value is, because the minimum value of x plus 5 squared is 0. And what value of x makes this equal to 0, x plus 5 squared?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. And then we're left with just the minus 32. So that shows us that is actually the minimum. When we're just checking integers, we don't know, maybe somewhere in between there was a lower number we didn't check for sure. This tells us that it's definitely the lowest value. It's kind of a neat idea. This idea is called completing the square. So this expression says to this expression, you complete me. All right, good work this morning.